Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with part 2 of our Hearts of Iron 4, the Polish Front Let's Play. So, last episode we got everything set up and ready to go, but we didn't actually start the clock. And so today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to get the clock rolling and get into this playthrough in earnest. I don't know why I zoomed that close into the map there. So, there's really not a lot for us to do initially, other than just sort of wait for things to happen. I'll probably start moving some of our troops around, though. I don't know where I want to basically have everything set up, but I don't need like random divisions out in the middle of nowhere like this. I'll probably leave garrisons on the major cities, definitely one on Warsaw, but otherwise I kind of need everybody up along the border, probably to the west, but that's going to depend on which army they're a part of. We're about even right now, 22 west and 18 east, and so I'm going to keep them split that way. But if they're in the west and they're not garrisoning a city, then they're going to be on the German border. And then eventually, as we train more troops, we're going to start adding them to our southern border here with Czechoslovakia. Because as I mentioned in the last episode, our primary goal early is going to be to basically conquer the Slovakian part of that country, to sort of throw Germany off their game and make us a little bit stronger. So let's go ahead and get the clock rolling here. I'm going to kick things up to about 4 times speed, and we're going to start moving people around. So I'm going to take all the infantry and put them on the border. I'll leave cavalry as garrison units, I think, because I don't think that cavalry are going to be particularly useful. Can I just grab the... Yeah, that's what I wanted. Because they're on horses. I don't think that horse-mounted units in World War II are going to be all that effective. But I could be wrong. Again, I'm still fairly new to this game. I know there's a lot of like metagame stuff out there that I'm probably just oblivious to. But I'm going to do my best here. I actually have read about people like equipping... I think they take cavalry and they put like anti-tank artillery or something on them, or maybe just artillery supports so they don't get slowed down. And they use them that way, but they're so soft and squishy, like they'll just get ripped apart by anything with soft attack. So I think it's better that we don't use them. Over here, you guys are going to get moved to, I don't know, where am I going to put you? Up here. And you two should be on that city. In fact, give me the 2 infantry divisions, and you guys start moving that way as well. Okay, so let's see, how are we doing on research? This one's moving pretty well, and are we almost a third of the way through that already? I mean, we are 18 days into, or 19 days into the game at this point already. We are really moving with the clock speed up that high. But I find that if you run it any lower, things just take forever to happen. I have never played this game lower than like 3 times. I always leave it either in the middle one or this one. But any less than that, and it's just like watching paint dry. Like you guys are guarding that Air Force base, that's probably fine. I'm curious what their strength is like. It's going to be rough fighting them because we're going to have to go through these mountains. So, mountain divisions, infantry divisions, we're going to have to bring everything we got down here. I am curious, though. What's it going to take to declare war against them? Well, we can't even check right now. We need world tension at 50%. This focus that we're working on is going to lower that considerably. So, minus 40%. So, it's going to drop it from 50 to 10. Which will make it a lot easier for us. But somebody's still got to kick us up to that 10%. I'm hoping that it's Japan. Because if Germany gets an early start on us, then it's not going to matter what we do. Let's see. So basically... Oh, autosave. Can I see their... I think what they're trying to do is go for... this. So they're shooting for basically this here, and then they might go straight for Slovenia? Or what are their eastern claims? Oh, the Lithuanian ones, yeah. But basically, I have to hit my third one before they hit their third one, or we're going to be in trouble. I think, anyway. I don't know if that happens instantly, either. I don't have any experience playing this faction, so... Who knows? Again, how are we doing on research? Okay. How are our productions coming along? I mean, not the worst, but not great. And then, how are you guys doing? This one's moving along a little bit better. You guys are short on supplies. You're doing okay now. Hopefully we can get those cranked out quickly. Because we're going to need more than just like the two of them down here on this border. I might have to basically divert everybody over here to that. But I'd prefer not to have to do that. Because, you know, if we abandon this border, Germany might just decide to come knocking anyways. Insufficient resources, yeah. I'm not about to trade for rubber, though. We don't need it that badly. Let's see, what's the rubber going toward? I think the cast planes. Yeah, so they're still getting cranked out, just not as efficiently as they would be otherwise. So we're getting about 12 a year, whereas we'd probably be getting like twice that per year. I don't know, maybe more than that, I'm not sure. But I don't want to waste a factory just to get one rubber. That seems stupid. So let's see here. You guys are almost halfway. I really want to make a beeline for this, because then we don't have to trade. But the thing is, I need a national focus that'll lower that research time. Because 270 is, I mean, at this point, that's basically the rest of the year. And while that would be, you know, worth doing, we're on a pretty strict timeline here. So if I were just concerned about like long-term stuff, I would go for that. But we sort of have to make this initial push happen, or the long-term doesn't matter. There's our have they always been there, or is that new? I know they're not done recruiting yet. There's no way. Yeah, it's still in the first one. So where did you guys come from? Either way, let's put you on this border. So I need you here, not in the forest. My normal infantry can handle the forest. Let's see, 8th Division, let's get you over there. We'll split you guys up a bit. And I'll take the 7th and move you to there. We're spreading out. We're going to put like one on each, but I mean, ideally we'd have 4 in every single one and fight it like maximum strength. But that's probably not going to happen. I'm actually going to move you to the border. And then, let's see, I'm going to swap you two. I'd rather have the cavalry in reserve because they can get up to where I need them quicker. The infantry are going to like immediately be in combat, so they may as well you know, be right there. Okay, good. So they're going to remilitarize the Rhineland, which gave us 5%. So we need to scroll on over here, and we have to go for militarism and then revanchism. So what does this do exactly? Gives me army experience, that's nice. Recruitable population 2.5%. Partisan effect lowered, not that that's really an issue early in the game. The army experience is probably the best part about that, and the boost in manpower, but right now our manpower isn't really an issue. It will be, but it's not yet. Oh, I can modify my government too. Let's see here. What are my options? So a demagogue. If we wanted to go fascism, that's who we want. Communism, democracy. I'm going to try to go Democrat. And basically my thought is, I don't want to side with Germany. I want to fight them and defeat them. Maybe not necessarily conquer them, but I want to keep them from, you know, conquering us and maybe push them back. But at the same time, I want the Allies to guarantee my independence. And to do that, I don't necessarily need to be a democracy, but if I am, it'll be easier. And then we can take on the Soviet Union. So that's the goal anyways. But I'm not going to concern myself with that now. So what about the war industrialists? So military factories and dockyards. I don't need either of those yet. So maybe the next time we get a bunch of political power, we'll do that. But none of these look like they're going to help me immediately. Yeah, so what about a theorist? That's going to make our experience gain quicker, which would be really nice. Also decrease our doctrine research time, but I don't really need that right now. Electronics research, industrial research. That would help with the oil. But that's only going to knock 27 days off of it. So, not going to help me that much. Huh. None of these are really jumping out. Like 10%. Not really that big a deal. At least the other one was 20. And then we got military staff. What are these guys going to do? Okay, those are all good, but nothing that's like immediately needed. So, maybe I should just take the Democratic Reformer now. It's going to take a while. Let's see. Are these percentages? Yeah, it looks like they are. So they're at 18%, and this is going to add 0.1% every day. That is going to take a while. So maybe I should start that now. And we'll go him next. Yeah. Okay. Right, so I think now we can get things moving again. By the way, how many cast planes have we made so far? 3? Okay. Basically, yeah, 1 a month. That sounds about right. How are you guys doing? Doing alright? Looks like it's going to take us about probably 6 months for each one. That might be too slow. But I don't know how we can really expedite that. Because it's not... The manpower is there. Oh, something happened. Oh, Spanish Civil War, right. Always forget that comes so early. Anyway. So it looks like they're going to take us about 6 months because it's not that like the equipment's going to take a while, but it's not any slower than the training. And the manpower is already full. It's just a matter of them getting trained quick enough. So it'll be finished on the 15th of May. So like 5-6 months for each one, which is just not going to cut it. I don't know how we're going to pull this off. I'm wondering like how many of these I can run in parallel before they start getting bogged down. What's the other percentage there? Deployment max experience depends on amount of equipment. Currently deployment level is 1. So I'm going to throw in another infantry division. And we'll tell them to drop in here, I guess. It doesn't really matter. We can move them around. We'll put them on high priority as well. And does that slow you guys down? Apparently it brought it forward. That's interesting. It went from the 15th of May to the 6th of May. Let's get the clock moving and we'll see if that changes. That's really interesting though. That one's still the 15th. But that one is a little bit behind this one. So if that's the case, I'll run 3 at once. How are we on research? 12 more days on this? That's not too bad. Okay. So, again, we're kind of stuck playing the waiting game here. It's going to be really hard for us to build the strength we need to take them on. But we have until 1939. That's when things really start kicking off. So, we got 3 years, which is a long time in this game, actually. And in those 3 years, we need to basically take Slovakia, or Slovenia, I'm not sure what it was called back then. And then potentially these 3 countries here. Well, I'm circling part of Germany. I meant these 3. So Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. And I think our research is going to be done any minute here. Yeah, 3 days. 2 days. I'll just let it pop up. I do need to catch it before the day advances, though, because we lose a day of research if I do that. So we want to grab that right as it finishes. And then we grab that, so we could go with radios. Reinforcement rate, I don't know if that helps with... I'm curious. Because part of our recruitment and deployment is reinforcements. And so if I take the radios, does that take some of the pressure off of this and allow this to tick up faster? Because if it does, then I'll gladly do that. Because that would expedite all of these things. Okay, you're still on track. That's good. For some reason, adding another infantry division made this one go faster. This one's not getting any progress, though, so it's not really helping in any other regard. They're just not getting any supplies. But, yeah, if that's the case, then I would gladly take reinforcement rate. I mean, either way, that's going to be important later when we're in combat, but I'm wondering if it'll help me now. And then, obviously, a little bit less research time is nice, but 3% is not a lot. I'm going to go with radios. Okay. We're only at 6 points, huh? Can I add anything to my template? We wanted to add a little bit of artillery, which I believe we actually can add now. Also, I wanted engineer companies, because they add a lot of defense. They make it really hard to uproot your infantry. And they don't add any width to your divisions. The problem, though, is they cost 10. So I might have to wait on that. But I think... yeah, these are only 5, but we were going to wait until we had anti-tank artillery before we did that. Because I want to see if those are 2 width or 3 width. If they're 2, then we can do 2 of them. Or 1 of them, I don't remember. Only 1, but yeah, we'll wait for that. Okay, so... these factories are still coming. We need civilian factories desperately. I'll probably never stop building those. And there are some free ones that we can grab through this, but obviously it's going to be a while before we get there. I think it's under... is it under the 4-year plan, or is it Central Region? But some of these give you... yeah, see, adds a civilian factory in Warsaw and an additional building slot. So basically, it opens up a building slot and puts the civilian factory in it, so you don't lose any building slots. These give you military factories. This adds infrastructure, military factories. So this is an important treat too. And I think some of these, yeah, another civilian factory there. So those are important too. But obviously we need to get that that war goal justification down before, you know, anything else, because that one is very time sensitive. I don't know if we can... maybe I should mass all of my troops on this border. Because I don't think we're going to have anything significant by the time that we have to go to war with these guys. So I think we're just going to have to use everything we've got here and send them all down to this part of Czechoslovakia. Yeah, but I think we'll have a little bit of time. It's not going to happen this episode, so you guys can, you know, weigh in on that and let me know what you think. But I'm pretty sure we're going to have to send everything we've got, because we can't see... well, I guess they have like 1 there, 1 here. But I mean, that's like what we've got. I'm not going to tip my my hand to them just yet, though. We'll kind of stay where we are. And as we're getting ready to declare that war, we'll start moving down here. But not before then. So I can modify my government again. That's happening really, really quickly. I think it's the difficulty I'm playing on. I'm playing on a pretty low difficulty. So... I think I want the industrial one. Probably should have taken that. Well, I don't know. Because that would have helped me here. Actually, that's electronics anyways. That wouldn't have helped me there. But that's going to basically help with... it's not going to help with this, is it? No. Everything in this tab, though, I think it will. It did drop that. It should show the, normally when you click on it, it'll show the symbol here. But maybe that doesn't work for these. I know it does for like the tanks and stuff, because it's like the tanks are made by that company. But it is dropping the research that we wanted by a certain amount. It actually looked like more than 27, because it was 270. Now it's 100 or 234. So that's actually 36 days that it dropped it. I don't know where the math from that came from. Actually, minus 12%. Okay, so there's other factors dropping it. Got it. That makes sense then, I think. I don't know. I'd have to look at the exact math behind it, because it depends on what order you're taking the percentages in. But, how are we doing on these guys? Oh, our infantry finished, and our mountain division is about to. So where did they deploy? Is that them right there? Yeah. So this is one thing I hate about this game. I don't know why it does it. It's done this since Hearts of Iron 2. Basically, you get like a bunch of pre-named divisions, and then if you set the name template to be the same, it just does like, it starts at 1, it does 1 point and then the name, instead of just like these. So basically I've got to figure out like what's the highest number that we have. It looks like 28, although some of these numbers are missing. There's 21, 25, 26, 28, 23. So there's no 20, there's no 21, 22. Oh, there's a 21. But they're mountain division, so it's technically different. So I'll just make you guys 20. But yeah, I wish it would just stick to the same naming conventions. It's always done that too. It's because it draws from like a textual list of names. I thought I had him selected there. It draws from a list of names that are like predetermined for the existing division. So that's where you get like the unique names and stuff. And then for everything else that you make, it works off a template. And you can obviously change that template, but it doesn't really factor in what's already on the map, which I find kind of annoying. But it makes sense. Like it would be really difficult to do it a different way, but I still wish it worked differently. Machine tools are done. Let's go ahead and grab. Man, that is tempting. 234. It might be worth it, but this is going to boost a lot of stuff. The question is, which one do we want? Do we want concentrated or dispersed? This is going to increase factory output a little bit more and allow for, I think, more. No, the bonus is the same. That's interesting. So factory output is 15, dockyard output is 10, and then max factories are 20. This is 10 and 10. Higher production efficiency retention, which I think is good. I'm pretty sure that means like this is the efficiency. So as we build more support equipment, they get more and more efficient at it. And if I were to like close this, for example, and stop producing it for a while, this would fall off. And so I believe what that means is that it would take longer to fall off after I close this, which would be a good thing. Production efficiency base plus 5%, so it also starts higher. Factory bomb vulnerability minus 10. So really the difference is here, do I want 5% more factory output or do I want all these other bonuses? And I think I want all the other bonuses because I'm pretty sure whoever we end up at war with is going to bomb the hell out of us. And so this seems like a good idea. The question is, do I prioritize it over these two? I kind of want construction because I would like to be able to make factories faster and then make them more efficient. I think that's what I'm going to do. This is something that you probably want to take really early because obviously you get to a point in this game where you have to focus on other things and you can't keep building factories. So the more you can put out earlier, the better. Because obviously, you know, once we start getting to like wartime, we're gonna have to start building fortification and things, and you know, we have to do that a little bit ahead of time, otherwise we'll find ourselves in trouble. Interwar artillery, that's going to be important at some point, but probably not right this second. I could go after a tank. 176 days. Is there anything in the infantry tab? Ooh, that's probably 1918. Yeah, we should probably do that, huh? Wait. What about this? 176. There's actually a government upgrade that will speed that along, so let's take this for now. And then, we have unassigned divisions. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, it's this group here. You get added to that one and come down to the border. Okay. When are you guys gonna max that out? Like, you've been producing infantry equipment for a long time now. I wish we had more steel. I'd crank this up even higher, but we just don't. And so that's what's holding back a lot of this. Like, they're getting produced now, and this one... Some of these guys are getting neglected. No, it's actually producing them all. They're all getting a little bit. Alright, our militarism is done. What did that get me? Right. The army experience, which is nice. And then... more manpower. Yeah, that went up considerably. That went from like 130,000 to 900,000. But we need this. Justify war goal time, minus 25%. Generate war goal tension limit, minus 40. So that should take it from 50 to 10, if I understand that correctly. And it's at 6 right now. So by the time those 70 days are over and we have that, hopefully this is at like 9 teetering on 10. And then it'll tick over and we'll go. So, right, let's look at our templates, because we did just get a bunch of experience. So how much are those anti-tank artillery? Combat width +1, so we could do 2 of these. And that would give us a lot more hard attack. It wouldn't give us a lot of soft attack or defense, but it would give us some. And then we'd get 32 piercing, which is going to be pretty helpful. And a lot of anti-tank. So we're not going to have a whole lot of tanks. The Germans, from what I understand, don't field a ton of tanks early in this game, though. I think before 1941, they're pretty pretty tame about their tanks. So if we did like this, that would put us at combat with 20, which is exactly where we want it. And then I could potentially throw in an engineering company, and then maybe even like support AA, which could be useful. That's going to make these guys really expensive, though, is the issue that I'm having here. So, for example, let's go to production. And we're making AA right now. If we wanted to add on anti-tank, we're going to need tungsten. That is problematic. I don't know what we should do about that. It would cost me a factory, but then we could do all sorts of artillery, because everything except AA requires tungsten. How much width did that add? I don't know. It's really hard building these divisions, and we don't want to make them too expensive because we want them to get produced fairly fast. So if we keep them cheap, we'll get more of them. But they need to be able to, you know, survive. So if we did AA, for example, it's going to give us a little bit of everything, which is kind of nice. And it's combat width 1. And that one's 3. So I could do 2 of these. I could do 2 AA, or I could just do a support AA. Either way, I'm going to do an engineering company, because that's going to really, really help our defense and our breakthrough and all of our attacks. And hit points, I think those are HP. So let's save that. And then I could do 2 AA here, or I could do an AA support, and then 2 anti-tank. But we're out of time, and I'm not sure on that, so please let me know what you guys think about that. If you have experience with Hearts of Iron 4, or this faction in particular, let me know. But I kind of want to do like a support AA and then 2 anti-tank. Or maybe the other way around. But either way, we're going to have to produce both. And that's going to be really tough given our current situation. So I don't know if we can do that. But let me know what you guys think about it. Anyway, I'm going to break it off here, and we'll come back in the next episode trying to rush for war against Czechoslovakia and taking this little leg coming off of it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Hearts of Iron 4 with you, and I look forward to seeing you back here for the next episode.